Today I want to try maybe doing a short animation on some paper doing the front and back like I was messing with yesterday. I'm going to crop this a little bit tighter. But this time doing it somewhat abstracted and sort of treating it as building it up by doing it a few times. Having something that sort of like goes whoop, whoop, whoop. I don't know. Playing a little bit, but I think I'm going to do it abstracted. Maybe I'd do it as sort of like, I don't know. So I'm going to sketch out some ideas first, actually. That's probably a better way to go about it. Paper. Here is a Sharpie. Okay. So if I have this sort of thing and just have something that's sort of floating around, and just maybe what I end up doing is I draw a core thing. I just have my square and it's got to be something that sort of like some sort of basic shape, and just have either a face or just simple shape that's going and interacting, and do one of those. That's maybe over, I think it's only over like 12 frames, that might be better. No, okay. So if I have something that's going down this direction, it's got to continue down here. And sketch on some of these so I get a sense of scale and position. So if I have something coming down here, say it loops and it's here, I'm going to try and have it come down at the same angle. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up having like 3 of these, maybe doing maybe 12 to 15 frames where it's an object that's sort of following this pattern, and it's a sense of front and back might be a little bit elongated, where it sort of pauses at spots like here and here, and then it elongates and has a different sense of motion when it comes back across here. I think it actually has to pause more like here and then speed up. And come out. Okay, that's my direction. I'm gonna leave this a little, or let me tape one of these down. Actually, tape down this guy. And we're gonna try and make this section as the front, the bit here. Actually, if I'm doing a loop, it'll probably be easier to have the loop be on the front. What I'm thinking of doing is having it where it's white on the front side and then black on the back side. So it's easier to discern things, and the loop will be easier to draw if it's just the outline rather than the black solid, because the black solid you have to make white outlines on. Let's get this just a little bit tighter. If I'm being semi-consistent with where this falls, then I can get away with zooming in a little bit tighter so you can see a little bit better as to what's happening. Start. Where should I start? Start on the edge where it's got more happening. Frame on 1. I'll need my fair share of tape here. I'm actually going to take this down, top and bottom. Probably get away with just holding this if I'm only doing this as shapes. Three, 4, 5. This isn't the best method for doing stuff, but it's what I'm doing. 6. Seven. Oh, 8. Mm-hmm. 10. Do one more. And then just make it 12. But 12 will be blank on the front side. Start one. Oh, let's do. This is 1A. Set that to a side. It's just a general spot. This one's going loop across. So let's have something like this. And this one starting. That frame like kind of want to interact, so where does this fall? And well, 13. And 15 will be just a blank. Now let's work backwards from the first one I have, which is number 9. 7. Careful with all these loose springs around. Okay. And 2. Now flip the tape. And take a sip. One. And let's get one more shape. I'm just gonna write B on that guy. Hello, Mr. Scott Cameron, I think. What is it? Willkommen? Guten Tag? That's what I remember for German. That's greeting wise. Scott. Is Scott as a name something meaning that you're, Scottish heritage? I never actually thought about that. How do I think this might have to be one where I take it to an edge. So what I want to do is have this sort of interrupt vertically. German mom. Okay. I just was curious about the name Scott because I don't think I know. I don't know that many Germans, but I don't know any other German people named Scott, and I was curious if it was a Anglican name. Okay, well, originates from Scotland. I am English and a little bit of Dutch, I think. But my name is from, it's a biblical name, but it's also when my dad was studying abroad in Switzerland, he had a professor, Matthias, which I think I mentioned before. And whatever, don't let me know any personal information you're not comfortable sharing. That's just for you to know. That was just me pondering aloud because I'm curious about where words and names and stuff come from, and I realized that I don't think about where Scott. Hello, Eve. Where the name Scott might come about. It's going up. I'm gonna have this one heading down. That's 8. Nine. Ten. Do you speak well, at least I'm typing out bits. Do you speak English and German fluently, Scott? Again, don't feel any obligation to answer. I'm just trying to keep up some conversation. If there's any other topics or things that you're curious about exploring or questions, feel free to throw them out. How are you doing, Eve? Okay. So you grew up in Germany, I'm guessing. I know some Spanish, and I think I already went through all of the German that I know by saying hello to you. That's... You can say hello, thank you, and that's about it. What's your artist? Was the last one a portrait, Eve? I think that's what you said it was. That you were having some frustrations with it. But hope your new art assignment is going well. The last portrait sort of stuff that I did was a few drawings of some people's dogs, but I went the route of I traced out the general thing and then went back and added a bunch of details. Because I'm not great with proportions. It's far easier for me to... Scott knows English pretty well based on the limited time that I've spent with them in chats and such. I don't know if Scott, you're familiar with there's a comedian named Scott Aukerman, and there's a lot of the same letters in your username as in his name, and I keep wanting to say Scott Aukerman. Oh, I like doing white on black. It's a different way of thinking. It makes you focus on the highlights and all that sort of thing. You work sort of... A lot of the time when you think about artwork from like learning things, you start off with contours, doing the lines, the outlines. But if you're working with white, you have to think about the highlights, which is a different way of thinking that I enjoy doing that sort of bit. I liked working on like medium tone paper, the gray paper, and doing both the highlights and the shadows. It's a different sort of process. Somewhere I have some of those from college. I didn't do as much in high school of that sort of stuff. It's a different way of thinking, but it makes it so you'll learn a little bit more about drawing things, about seeing things and observing things differently. It's a helpful tool. It can be frustrating, but that's how a lot of learning is. The more time you spend drawing things, the more you realize that, at least from my experience, what you think is what you're seeing is you're making assumptions. Because if you actually look closely at what it is that you're illustrating or drawing, or however you're meaning to interpret it, that it's not exactly what you're looking at. There's more subtleties, and what you see is like, because you're thinking of the form as well, you're thinking about multiple experiences of it. You're thinking about the feel, and you feel and think about the edges of things. You can't see it there, but the edges of things, where really there's like a lot of shadow and brightness and darkness that happens in that space. And when you're looking at that contrast in this like edge here, you're like, that's black, that's white, that's the paper, that's the shadow. But then you start to look at different areas and you see that this shadow here is like the same shadow as over here, or actually observing the values of things as opposed to sort of the experience of them. And it's interesting to see that. And then you also have to push a little bit in the opposite direction, because a pure accurate depiction of something doesn't convey the experience. Like how in TV shows or any sort of medium where you have things that are being recorded on a 2D plane coming back, and all you have is sight and sound. You have to exaggerate elements of it in order to convey. Wait, if I'm doing this as this is the front and this is the back, then it means that what's in the. I'm glad I thought of this. I just had a realization. And that realization is, if I'm treating this as three objects that are being layered, and then the reverse of them, it's actually the backmost layer that is the most forward from that back perspective. So I actually need to do the third section first for the reversal. Okay. So where is this one? Where does this one come in? It starts off on number 2. How many frames is this going to take? Okay, let's try to think through this. This is going across this guy, so I need it to be transitioning over to this other side. Okay, I just need to see how long this takes. And then I'll say how many frames that is. And number 1. Two. I'm not familiar with the Space Lady. Are you talking about you were streaming one of the tapes I uploaded to YouTube? There's a good chance that it's pretty derivative or whatever. Most of the stuff that I've been putting on the tapes is just like a little bit of a synth sequencer or something, and then a little drum machine that I have. But I do not know the Space Lady. Is that the name of a musician? Or a song? It's from 13 years. That's by her. She is a singer. Do not know. The Space Lady. That would make sense that my thing sounds like her. She's using a Casio keyboard. My name is so I'll get flipped. This is looking backwards, so this is the last one, second last, third last, fourth last, fifth, sixth. Actually, these two. Sort of question that everyone has on their lips. How do you say "what is your name" in German? Okay, I'm going this way. My head's in weird spots thinking about how best to animate this. This is number 14 now. Man, it's only 15. Okay. Okay. I need B. All of like it's should be present. Okay, I just assume that. How's that? Okay, 3. This is messing with me thinking a little bit, but we'll get this. Two, 3. Now, how many frames do I have until this comes back to the front side? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frames. So we have 8 frames, I believe. That's 12. Be more careful with that bit. It's 20. Redo this one. These aren't terrible to redo, it's just not super fun to redo things. Number 13 now. Nice negative. Oh, this is 19. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. And frame number 1 has a little bit. Okay. And then I think I'm about done. Okay, so 18, 20. Okay. Should be able to do most of this just with this 1/4 inch shader. This should have a little bit more. Okay. 3, 4, 7, 8. There's 9. 9. Okay. So this is confusing to work on. 12. This is jumping back a bit, not sure if you guys are still watching. Yeah, Scott's still watching. I can take a stab at how to say one coffee with oat milk, please, in Spanish. Un café con leche de, and then I do not know oat. But please is por favor. If it was one coffee, I just said a coffee. Uno café con leche de... that's where I don't know. The only thing I know a little bit of is Spanish other than English. Avena? Would it be leche de avena? De avenas? Un café con leche de avena, por favor. Sazal. Yeah, get that blockhead dude in there. I'm doing another front back animation, but this time just with some swirling shapes, trying to refine my understanding of how to do it. There's the dude. Music's a little loud. Okay, put that down. Oh yeah, because I went to Woodblock, and Woodblock's a louder tape. I recorded it louder. Well, now just a little more. Started off with some quieter tapes. There's a dude that was in Germany who asked how to say, a while ago, he asked how to say one coffee with oat milk, please. Un café con leche de avena, por favor. Because I was asking. Sorry, I was asking because I don't know many people named Scott, and I don't know anybody named Scott that's German. He was like, his dad is English and his mom's German. and then talking about language things. His first language is German, or his native language is German, but he practices English, and then asking questions about general greetings in German. And he asked how to say 1 coffee with oat milk, please, in Spanish. And I could say 1 coffee with milk, but didn't know how to say oat. Then Eve came through with Avena. Oat. So now you're caught up with what's happened over the last hour and 40 minutes. Talked about some oats and some coffee and such. And I painted some stills. Saw a shadow moving and the light being cast from the window. Didn't know what it was about, and it's a power line in the breeze. Thought there might be a squirrel or something. I've had squirrels get up in my window. Not so much in the winter, but in the summer, if I have a window AC unit in there, some squirrels sometimes get on there. There was one day last year where a squirrel was actually trying to bite through the little accordion fold plastic that fills in the window space between the actual AC unit and the edge of the window. Not my favorite wake up. Surprising. If you see a squirrel up close, you start to realize how sharp their little claws look. Which makes sense because they're climbing trees all the time, but it's just something where it's like, oh, a squirrel could really cut into you a bit. We're almost done. And then it'll be scanning. And it'll take a minute more to align these. Because I'm gonna have even less to be going on. Or since I'm intersecting or interacting with the top edge, I'm going to want to include that in the final animation, which means I need to scan it away from the edge of the scanner bed. And I don't have a quick, easy way to align things when physically placing them, so what I'm going to end up doing is just over-scanning everything, giving excess room around it all, and then realigning them after the fact. Which means that I have to twist as well as have a general positioning of things. That's 21, 20. Nineteen, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That should be decent for what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it here. And let's see sort of generally where it ended up. So 16 front back shapes. Copy that. Choose that bit and let's scan. This will take a minute. That's a little plastic tube that came with my brush. Face down. Just about halfway done scanning. Hopefully I didn't scan any of these upside down, because it's weird thinking about, because I'm working on the back side as well as the front side, and that's the whole like thing of these guys. But it's awkward thinking about scanning as well, because when you scan you put it face down, so what you see is the back side of it, which if you're doing only working on one side, it's pretty easy to think about. But because most of the time I'm not working on both sides of a piece of paper, I'm only working on the front side, means that I'm used to seeing this edge being face down, this sort of tone. But it's the reverse for this section, where I want to see the more vibrant that side, but that's actually the back. It's making me work a little bit slower. But it should look good. Fingers crossed. Very least interesting. I was thinking about this sort of stuff because I had the folded bit, but also a lot of traditional animation, anything that's based on painting on a plastic sheet on celluloid on an animation cell, you do the animation on the front side doing pencil tests and create stuff, and then people trace over the black outlines. But to create a consistent and a flat surface, what you actually do is you paint on the back of it, and having like a clean flat plastic surface, that's the backing. You paint on the back side, and then it's completely smooth much more consistently when you look at it from the other side. And so that's part of the thought process of working on these guys. Is how it relates to traditional animation things and stuff like Looney Tunes, Popeye, Disney movies, that would have been animated on Animation Cell. Load files in the stack. That's 21 there. There should be 21 here. There's a chance that I need to rescan one or more of these, which is not the end of the world, just something that I need to be aware of. So let's grab one of these guys. It's going to be 20. You know what? I'm just going to write this out and put the sketches in here, but I'm going to wait until I've seen that all of these are scanned on the right side before I do more. There's my Sharpie. No, I don't have Photoshop up right now. There you go. So this is 2/16/2021 front, back, shapes. 21 frames, 3 sketches. I taped it here. This time I ended up not using as much tape because I just held things in place. Working with shapes, it's not as important to keep things in order the same ways. Alright, image station menus clockwise. Gonna create a general sort of alignment, and then I'll refine it further along. almost done. And just a few more frames to the line. See what this ends up being file size wise. It's a little big. See if I can get away with 4. Turn off transparency. See where this bumps it up to. No, okay. Let's make this 750. Alright. Slow it down. It's interesting, but I need to refine some bits of it. You know what, I'm actually going to try this. Reverse frames. I think it works better going the way that I made it initially. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to try propping it actually straight to the edge. I think that helps with conveying the fact that it's entering and exiting the edges of things, but it's actually probably would have been easier viewing with fewer elements or more varied things. The overlap sections actually make it a little bit more confusing. Still need to work on this as a process, but I think it's interesting at the very least. And I managed to scan correctly. I think my sense of motion is a little bit inhibited by the process because I'm working forwards and backwards and front side, back side. And it's acting as a thing that's messing with just my pacing of things a little bit. Anyway, that's today's bit. Let me do my spiel. If you want to buy these frames or something that's based on the frames or other things that I have, any of my merchandise or original artwork, you can go to traceloops.com/store. If you want to watch this stream in full or previous streams, as well as some other videos, including the cassette tapes that you're listening to, if you like that and want to listen to it on your own time, at your own pace, with your own commandment, you can also go there to youtube.com/traceloops. If you want to follow me on other platforms, you can follow me on Instagram Trace Loops there. You can go instagram.com/traceloops, and if you want to follow me on TikTok, you can follow me there as well. That's tiktok.com/@traceloops. If you are wanting to purchase something of mine that I have available for purchase, you can't just purchase anything that I own. That's not how it works. Sorry. But if you want to purchase any artwork or other things and you're shipping outside of the US, you can email me, traceloops@traceloops.com, and I can work with you to get that sent your way. If you have any general questions or looking for commissions, things like that, you can also go and email me, traceloops@traceloops.com. I'm also going to take this moment to throw a link to my Discord. It's not, it's updated daily with artwork as well as reminders for links for live streaming, and if I ever upload tapes, things like that, I'll post about it in the Discord. And if you have just general questions, then you can throw them there. But if you're looking for international shipping, I'd prefer you send it to my email. But here's my Discord link. You can join up if you're interested. No obligation, obviously. And yeah, that's better for like just general questions here and there, but for shipping, email traceloops@traceloops.com. That's also so you don't accidentally put any public or private information in a semi-public forum. Don't want to do that. It's not good practice. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Plan on being back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so should just have another animation or something that's a little bit more long form. I'm looking at possibility of selling some patterns for origami things, so you can print them at home. It would be a small fee, and it would just be a digital delivery of something. Figuring it out, but that's just generally in the realm of possibilities that I'm thinking of. Appreciate you watching. Be back tomorrow, and yeah, that's generally it. Adios.